Yep.
All right.
So we did our product analysis on an Xbox One controller.
All right. So we have the before pictures. This is Will's Xbox One controller, and then after we deconstruct it, and then all the parts are right there.
So how it works, the function of it is to receive inputs through the buttons and joysticks and transmit them to the console, which is always near its operating environment. In order to operate it, plug the batteries on, turn it on, connect via Bluetooth, and then just play. It costs, so we bought it through GameStop used for about $36. New ones on Amazon are about $70. It was made in China, tested in Seattle, machined in China, tested in Washington, exported from Seattle, and then you submit it for recycling in Redmonton, Washington headquarters or a local Staples outlet.
All right. So these are the sketches that we did. So we have the faceplate of the controller, which is basically what you're seeing at the faceplate. So it just supports the front controller, provides skeleton support for the controller. The motherboard basically provides the processing and like all the programming in there. And then it performs a function that was inputted by the user. And the back plate of the controller, it just provides the shell to support the controller and then just helps with the back. So the parts we did are the joysticks and D-pad, which is all the way up top there. Basically, they're buttons that register the input by the user and then allows movement in game or like some input on the console. The D-pad ring, which holds the D-pad in place. The battery holder, which holds the battery in place, which you need it to actually for it to function. And then the grips on two sides, which help support for sides and is for gripping. All right, the investigation, so we chose two parts.
Investigation of parts. So this is the joystick, part number 1. So it did not conduct electricity. It is not magnetic. We could scratch it, and it did hold the scratch. It was 1.7 grams. 200 millimeters cubed, surface area of 412 millimeters squared, and was not permanently bendable.
Yeah. And then on the left side is our calculations, and on the right side is it on shape with the properties. So we got kind of similar, but our mass was different, but the material was ABS plastic. And then for the other part, we did a D-pad, which it was not able to conduct electricity. It was not magnetic, and then yes, it was also scratchable. The mass was 1.5 grams, volume 150 millimeter cubed. The density was 0.01 grams per millimeter cubed. And the surface area was 1,440 millimeters squared. And it was not permanently bendable. And then same thing, this was from Onshape, and then the properties on right here.
These are our multi-view sketches. We included underneath as well, since it's hollow on the other side.
Right. The manufacturing process. So for both of them, it's injected mold ABS plastic, but the joystick, it's injected mold rubber, and it has adhesive bonding.
Because there's two parts to this joystick. It's the actual joystick itself, and then there's a little rubber cover that goes on the top. So all Xbox controllers and consoles are recyclable back to Xbox, just as they are. Xbox will take them apart and then reuse those parts for future consoles or back into machinery. You could also submit controllers to Staples, and they will basically follow the same process for you.
Staples, like the store Staples?
Yeah.
Why them in particular?
I have no idea.
Huh,
Maybe they're just,
that is weird. They must take other things too then or something?
yeah,
probably.
I assume this is, yeah.
Yeah, just one of the things to take. Okay. On your volume, I noticed them too. Like when you're measuring your volume, what did you measure that in?
Milliliters.
Oh, milliliters.
But we
Milliliters, right?
We did in milliliters, and then we transferred it to millimeters cubed.
Okay, because a milliliter is the same thing as a centimeter cubed,
Yep.
right? But then you did a conversion to put it into the millimeters cubed. Okay. Did you guys do that too?
Yeah. Well, that was off. Ours was off of yeah, ours was on shape.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, based off of the on shape. Yeah, so we have two different.
Yeah.
So on shape pre-generated
Measurements.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
So ours isn't the right units.